The jungle never slept. Even at night, it lived and breathed with strange sounds and hidden movements. Dr. Hannah Kim knew this well after 6 months at the Amazon Research Station. Hannah wiped sweat from her forehead as she checked her instruments. The year was 2073, and Earth had changed. Humans now lived on the moon and sent ships to Mars. But here in the Amazon, time felt different. The ancient trees didn't care about space travel. Strange, Hannah said to herself. Her energy scanner showed something new, a spike of power that shouldn't be there. She tapped the screen, thinking it was broken. The spike grew larger. Hannah stepped outside her small research hut. The night air felt heavy and wet. Stars filled the sky above the gaps in the tree canopy. She looked up just in time to see a streak of light, bright blue and moving too slow for a shooting star. The ground shook. Birds erupted from trees in panic. Something had crashed less than a kilometer away. Hannah grabbed her emergency pack, flashlight, and sample kit. If a meteorite had landed, she wanted to be the first to study it. She radioed the main research base. "This is Outpost 9. I'm tracking an impact event. Going to investigate." "Hannah, wait for backup," came the reply. "It might be time-sensitive material. I'll be careful." Hannah moved through the jungle with practiced ease. The light of her headlamp bounced off leaves wet with dew. She followed her scanner's reading toward the energy source. The trees thinned ahead. Something had carved a path through them. Not fire. There was no smell of burning. But the plants were pushed aside as if by a giant hand. Then she saw it. Not a rock. Not a meteorite. A metal object about the size of a small car. Its surface gleamed with a blue-silver light. Steam rose from its hull. Deep grooves marked the ground where it had slid to a stop. A spacecraft. Hannah's heart pounded. Her hands shook as she raised her camera to take pictures. Humanity had never found proof of alien life despite decades of searching. Could this be first contact? A section of the craft moved. A door or hatch slid sideways with a hiss. Hannah ducked behind a large tree, watching. A figure stumbled out. It moved on 2 legs but was clearly not human. It stood about 5 feet tall with a body covered in short golden fur. Its head was shaped like that of a cat, with pointed ears and large reflective eyes. It wore what looked like a tight-fitting suit with panels that glowed softly. The creature fell to its knees. Even from a distance, Hannah could tell it was hurt. Dark liquid, blood, stained its side. Science training battled with human compassion in Hannah's mind. Approach an unknown alien being, or wait for backup. The creature made a sound, a whimper that needed no translation. Pain sounded the same in any language. Hannah stepped out from her hiding place. "Hello," she said, moving slowly with her hands raised to show she carried no weapons. The cat-like being's ears twitched toward her. Its eyes, large and green with vertical pupils, widened. "Help," it said in a voice that sounded like stones sliding together. "Please help." Hannah froze. It spoke English. Then she noticed a small device on its collar flashing with each word. The alien pressed something on its wrist. The translation device glowed brighter. "My name is Ta." The alien said, "I come in peace. I am running." "Running? From what?" Hannah asked, kneeling beside the injured being. Its blood was deep blue and smelled like metal. Tad looked to the sky with fear in its eyes. "They follow. Hunters. The Yamian. They kill my people. The Miriam." Ta grabbed Hannah's arm with a paw-like hand. Its touch was warm and soft. "Hide me. Please. They will come." "Who will come?" Hannah asked, already helping Ta to stand. "The predators. They hunt us across stars." Ta looked directly into Hannah's eyes. "If they find me here, they will not just kill me. They will burn your world to be sure." Thunder rolled across the sky, but the stars were still visible. Not thunder, sonic booms. Something else was entering Earth's atmosphere. "We need to move," Hannah said, supporting Ta's weight. "Now." Hannah helped Ty into her research hut just as rain began to fall. The timing was lucky. The rain would wash away their tracks and might confuse whatever was looking for them. "Sit here," she said, clearing equipment from a small cot. Ty sank down with a pained sound. The blue blood had spread across the alien side. "I need to help you, but I don't know how," Hannah said. "Your body is different from ours." Ty reached into a pocket on his suit and pulled out a small silver tube. "This will help. Point at wound." Hannah took the tube and pointed it at the gash in Ty's side. She pressed what looked like a button, and a soft blue light covered the wound. The bleeding slowed. "Thank you," Ty said. "It will heal now." Hannah sat across from the alien, her mind racing with questions. "You speak our language?" "No. My device translates." Todd touched the small collar. "We studied Earth for 3 cycles, learned many human languages." "Why Earth? Why come here?" Taz's cap-like eyes blinked slowly. "The Miriam, my people, are few now. The Yamian hunt us across the stars. They are stronger. They hate us. But why? Long ago, our worlds were close. We grew food. They hunted. But when stars began to die, we all needed to find new homes." Taz's ears flattened against his head. "The Yamian believe only the strong should live. They see us as weak, as prey." Hannah thought about this. It was an old story, even on Earth. The strong taking from the weak. "How many of your people are left?" "Less than 1,000. Most are hiding. Some, like me, were sent to find help." Todd looked at Hannah with hope in his eyes. "Your people have courage. You fight for what is right. We have watched you." A beeping sound came from Hannah's computer. She checked the screen and saw an incoming call from Lunar Base Serenity. It was Jin Park, her colleague and friend who worked on the moon. "I need to answer this," she told Ty, then accepted the call. Jin's face appeared on screen. "Hannah, we detected something entering Earth's atmosphere near your position. Are you okay?" Hannah looked at Ty, who nodded slowly. "Jin, I need you to stay calm. I've made contact with—" She paused, unsure how to say it. "An alien," Jin finished, his eyes wide. "Our telescopes caught something. Multiple somethings entering the solar system. The big one is still near Mars' orbit." Tom moved into view of the camera. Jin gasped, but didn't look away. "That is the Yamian ship," Ta said. "They hunt me. Soon they will find my crash site." Jin leaned closer to his screen. "More ships just entered Earth orbit. Smaller ones." "More of my people," Ta said. "Refugees seeking safety." Hannah made a quick decision. "Jin, I need your help. The moon base. Can it hide them?" "Hide aliens? Hannah, this is crazy." "The far side of the moon," Ta said suddenly. "It blocks signals from deep space. The Yamian cannot scan there easily." Jin ran a hand through his hair. "He's right. The moon's mass blocks certain frequencies. But how would we get them there? And what happens when the Yamian come looking?" "One problem at a time," Hannah said. She turned to Ta. "Can you contact the other ships? Tell them to land far from here." Ta nodded and touched his wrist device. Symbols flashed across its small screen. "We need to tell someone in authority," Jin said. "Not yet," Hannah replied. "If we go public, there will be panic. We need a plan first." Outside, the rain stopped. A low humming sound filled the air. Hannah looked out the window and saw lights through the trees, moving lights that did not belong in the jungle. "They're here," Ta whispered. "The Yamian have sent hunters." Hannah grabbed her backpack and a first aid kit. "We need to move. Now." Jin's voice came from the computer. "Hannah, be careful. I'll prepare things on this end. The moon might just save us all." Hannah ended the call. She looked at Ta, who was already standing, ready to run. "The jungle will hide us," she told him. "I know it better than they do." They slipped out the back door into the dark forest as strange lights searched through the trees behind them. 3 months passed like a dream. Hana and Ta had escaped the Yamian hunters that night, hiding in an underground cave system that Hana had mapped years ago. The hunters, not built for Earth's gravity and humidity, gave up after 2 days. Now, a hidden valley deep in the Amazon housed 27 Miriam refugees. Their ships were covered with local plants, invisible from the air. The small community lived in makeshift homes built from local materials and parts of their ships. Hana walked through the camp, nodding to Da, a tall Miriam with silver-streaked fur who was teaching humans how to use Miriam medical tools. His mate Sun sat nearby, her golden eyes watching their child Mina play with leaves that danced in the air when touched. Some kind of Miriam toy that seemed to defy gravity. The plants grow well, Sun said as Hana passed. The Miriam had started gardens that produced food much faster than Earth plants. They shared everything they had. Yes, Hana agreed. They help hide us too. Hiding was still necessary. The main Yamian ship now orbited Earth, staying just beyond the moon. They had sent messages demanding the return of what they called escaped prey. Earth's governments argued about how to respond. Hana entered the communication tent where a human Miriam-built radio sent encrypted messages to the moon. Jin's face appeared on the screen. "How does the lunar project?" Hana asked. Jin looked tired but happy. "It's working. The regolith, the moon dust, contains elements that block Yamian sensors when processed correctly." Todd was right. "And the caves. We've prepared space for 200 refugees in the lunar lava tubes. The Korean Space Agency is helping secretly. Captain Yun believes in what we're doing." This was good news. Captain Yun of the Korean Space Defense Force had been the first military leader to meet a Miriam in person. He had seen the truth. These people needed help. "When can we start moving them up?" Hana asked. "Next week. We'll disguise the transports as supply ships." A commotion outside caught Hana's attention. She ended the call and hurried out. A new ship had arrived, larger than the others. A group of Miriam were helping wounded from inside. An older Miriam with white fur and a limp approached Hana. "I am Gil, elder of South Sector," he said through his translator. "Our colony was found. Few escaped." Tai rushed forward to help a young injured Miriam. "This is bad," he said to Hana. "They are getting closer to finding us." That night, human and Miriam leaders met in the main tent. Maps spread across tables showed Earth, the moon, and the positions of Yamian ships. "We cannot wait another week," Jill said. "The Yamian will find this place soon." Engineer Kang, who had arrived from Korea yesterday, pointed to the moon on the map. "The lunar base is not ready for everyone yet." "Then we send those who are most valuable first," Jill suggested. "Our scientists, our children." Hana saw Sun hold Mina closer. The idea of being separated from her child made Sun's ears flatten against her head. "No," Hana said firmly. "We go together or not at all. Families stay together." Ta nodded in agreement. Humans understand what the Yamian do not. Unity makes us strong. "Then we must speed up our preparations," Captain Yun said through the video link, "and prepare for the worst. The Yamian are losing patience. Their commander has demanded a meeting with Earth representatives." "What will you tell them?" Gil asked. "The truth," Captain Yun replied. "That Earth offers sanctuary to those in need. It is our oldest law." Day stepped forward. "Then we must share our oldest gift." He placed a small crystal on the table. It glowed with inner light. "This contains all Miriam knowledge of Yamian technology, their weaknesses, their ship designs, everything we have learned in centuries of running." The humans in the room stared at the crystal. "You would give us this?" Engineer Kang asked in wonder. "You risk your world for us," Jill said simply. "We trust you with our secrets." Outside, the jungle sounds continued, hiding the quiet community from the stars above where hunters searched. For now, they were safe. But time was running out. The Yamian ship was huge. Captain Yun had seen many spacecraft in his years with the Korean Space Defense Force, but nothing like this. It hung in space like a metal spider, dark and threatening. Its surface was covered with what looked like weapon ports. He stood straight in his uniform as the communication screen lit up. The face that appeared was not what he expected. The Yamian commander looked almost like a wolf, sharp teeth, pointed ears, and eyes that glowed yellow. His fur was gray with black markings. "I am Commander Raoul of the Yamian hunting fleet," the alien said through a translator. "You hide our prey." Captain Yun kept his face calm. "Earth welcomes peaceful visitors. We know nothing of prey." "Do not lie," Commander Raoul growled. "We tracked the Miriong vermin to your world. They are ours by right of hunt." "There are no hunting rights here," Captain Yun replied. "Earth makes its own laws." The Yamian commander's mouth pulled back in what might have been a smile. It showed too many teeth. "You have 72 hours to surrender all Miriong on your world. After that, we will take them and burn any place they have touched." The screen went black. At the jungle camp, Hannah watched the recording of the meeting with fear in her heart. Beside her, Tay's fur stood on end. "He means it," Ta said. "They will destroy your cities to find us." Hannah turned to Engineer Kang, who had been working day and night on the Lunar Shield project. "How soon can we move everyone?" 3 days at best, Kang said. "We need more time." "We have 72 hours, Captain Yun reminded them through the video link. "We must start now." The evacuation began that night. Small ships disguised as weather satellites lifted off from the hidden valley. Each carried 8 Miriong and 1 human pilot. The trips would take 6 hours each, and they needed to move over 40 Miriong plus essential supplies. Hannah helped load the first ship. Mina, the Miriong child, looked up at the stars with wide eyes. "Will the moon be safe?" she asked in her small voice. Her translator made her sound older than her 6 years. "Yes," Hannah promised, though she wasn't sure. "The moon will hide you." Sun picked up her child. "We go together," she told Mina. "The moon is just another home." As the first ship lifted off, Hannah felt tears in her eyes. These people had come to trust her, to trust all humans. They couldn't fail them now. On the lunar base, Jin worked without sleep. The caves and the lava tubes were ready, but the shield was not. He studied the crystal the Miriong had shared, learning about Yamian technology. "Their sensors work on a different frequency than ours," he told Captain Yun. "That's why the regolith blocks them when processed with the right energy." "Can we shield the whole settlement?" Captain Yun asked. "Maybe," Jin said, "but it would take more power than we have." Engineer Kang joined the video call from Earth. "What if we don't shield the settlement?" he asked. "What if we shield the entire far side of the moon?" "That's impossible," Jin said. "We'd need—" "The moon itself," Kang interrupted. "The moon has its own magnetic field. It's weak, but it's there. What if we amplify it?" Jin's eyes widened as he understood. "Using the Miriong energy technology with our fusion generators. Could it work?" Captain Yun asked. "In theory," Kang said. "But we've never tried anything like this." In space, the Yamian ship moved closer to Earth. Smaller hunter ships broke away and entered orbit. They were searching. Back in the jungle, Hannah helped load the third evacuation ship. Only 20 Miriong remained in the camp, including Tai and Elder Gil. "Time is running out," Ta said, looking at the sky. "They are getting closer." Hannah checked her watch. 54 hours remained before the Yamian deadline. Would it be enough time? She could only hope the moon would keep its promise of safety. Jin watched through the base window as the 5th transport ship landed on the moon's surface. Dust rose and settled quickly in the low gravity. The door opened, and more Miriong stepped out, their eyes wide at the sight of the Earth hanging in the black sky. "This way," Jin called through his spacesuit radio. "Quickly, please." The Mirion followed him through the airlock and into the lunar base. Once inside, they removed their special breathing masks. One of them, a female with dark brown fur named Du, approached Jin. "How many more coming?" she asked. "2 more ships," Jin answered. "Then everyone will be here." Du nodded and followed the others to the living quarters built inside the lava tubes. These natural tunnels ran deep under the moon's surface, created long ago by flowing lava. Now they would shelter the Mirion from those who hunted them. Back on Earth, Captain Yun sat in a meeting with world leaders. They argued loudly about what to do. "We should give them what they want," said one leader. "These aliens are not worth a war." "And what happens next time?" Captain Yun asked. "When they want something else, do we just give in again?" "The Yamian will not stop with the Mirion," added a general. Commander Rao's message was clear. "They see us as weak." The president of the Korean Alliance stood up. "Captain Yun, you have our support. How much more time do you need?" Captain Yun checked his watch. 26 hours remain in their countdown. Our plan needs at least 30. "Then we must buy time," the president said. "Open a channel to the Yamian ship. I will speak with this Commander Rao myself." In the jungle, only Hana, Tai, Elder Gil, and 3 other Miriam remained. The last transport would arrive in 4 hours. They had packed everything important and destroyed all signs of their camp. "The forest already reclaims this place," Elder Gil said, touching a vine that had grown over part of a dismantled shelter. "It hit us well." Tai was checking the small device. "Yamian scouts are getting closer, less than 50 kilometers away now." Hana looked up at the afternoon sky. "We just need a few more hours." Her radio crackled. It was Engineer Kang, calling from the hidden launch site 10 kilometers away. "Hana, there's a problem," Kang said. "The Yamian have deployed some kind of energy net in orbit. The last transport can't get through." Hana's heart sank. "What do we do?" "I'm working on it," Kang replied. "But you should prepare for the worst." On the moon, Jin and Engineer Kang's team worked feverishly on the SHIELD project. They had placed specially designed energy amplifiers at key points around the lunar base. Each one would boost the moon's natural magnetic field in a specific way. "The math says this will work," Jin told Du, who was helping align the devices. "When activated, the field should make this entire side of the moon invisible to Yamian sensors." "And if it doesn't?" Du asked. Jin didn't answer. There was no backup plan. In Earth orbit, the president of the Korean Alliance spoke with Commander Rao. Their conversation was polite but cold. "We need more time to find these refugees," the president said. "Our world is large, with many hiding places." Commander Rao snarled. "You delay to protect them. This insults the Yamian." "Not at all," the president replied calmly. "We simply want to be thorough. Perhaps a small extension." "No extensions," Commander Rao interrupted. "But I will come to your world myself to oversee the hunt. Prepare to receive my shuttle in 6 hours." The call ended. The president turned to Captain Yun. "Did that help?" "Yes," Captain Yun said. "It gives us 6 more hours to finish the evacuation." Back in the jungle, night had fallen. Hana, Tai, and the remaining Miriam hid in the cave system as Yamian scout ships flew overhead. Their lights swept through the trees, searching. "We're trapped," Hana whispered. Tai looked at the solid stone walls around them. "Not trapped," he said. "Protected. The earth itself shields us, just as the moon will shield our people." Elder Gil touched the cave wall thoughtfully. "Perhaps there is another way to the stars." The Yamian attack began exactly when the countdown ended. Their ships fired energy weapons at Earth's orbital defense stations. The stations fought back with missiles and laser systems, but they were no match for Yamian technology. Captain Yun watched from the command center as the first station exploded in a ball of fire. "How long until the lunar shield is ready?" he asked over the secure channel. 1 hour, Jin replied from the moon. "Maybe less." "We may not have an hour." Captain Ian said as another defense station went dark. Commander Ral's face appeared on the main screen. "Your defenses fall easily," the Yamian leader said. "Now tell us where the Miriong hide, or we will start attacking your cities." Captain Ian stood tall. "We do not respond to threats." Commander Ral growled. "Then you will watch your world burn." In the Amazon caves, Hana, Tai, and the others felt the ground shake. Yamayan scout ships were using energy weapons to blast open parts of the jungle, searching for them. "They will find us soon," Elder Gil said. Tai looked at the cave walls again. "Elder, what did you mean about another way to the stars?" Jill touched the stone. "The Miriong believe that all worlds are connected through hidden paths. Your people call them wormholes. We think some exist naturally inside planets." Hannah's eyes widened. "Are you saying there might be a natural wormhole here? In these caves?" "Perhaps," Jill said. "The energy readings are similar to those we've seen before." Ta pulled out a small device and began scanning the walls. "He's right. There's something here." On the moon, Jin made the final adjustments to the shield system. 42 energy amplifiers now circled the entire lunar base, each positioned to boost the moon's natural magnetic field. "Ready," Jin said to Du, who stood at the main control panel. "All Miriong are safely inside the lava tubes," she reported. Jin took a deep breath. "Activating now." He pressed the button. The amplifiers hummed to life. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then the lights flickered, and a strange sensation passed through everyone in the base, like a wave of water moving through their bodies. "Did it work?" Du asked. Jin checked the readings. "The field is active, but we won't know if it worked until the Yamian try to scan us." In Earth orbit, the battle continued. Most of Earth's defense stations were destroyed or damaged. Yamian ships began moving toward the atmosphere, ready to start attacking the planet itself. Then something unexpected happened. Captain Yun received a message from his ships near the moon. "Sir, the Yamian vessels that were orbiting the moon have changed course. They're all heading back toward Earth. They can't find the Miriam on the moon." Captain Yun realized. The shield is working. He opened a channel to all Earth forces. "All ships prepare for counterattack. Target these coordinates." He sent the information the Miriam had provided about Yamian ship weaknesses. Earth's remaining ships fired at the exact points where Yamian shields were weakest. To everyone's surprise, 3 enemy ships exploded. Commander Ral's angry face appeared on the screen again. "What trickery is this? How do you know our ship designs?" Captain Yun allowed himself a small smile. "Perhaps you are not as superior as you thought." In the Amazon caves, Ta had found something extraordinary. A section of wall shimmered when touched with the Miriam device. It wasn't solid anymore, but something like liquid or gas. "It's a passage," Elder Gil said with wonder. "Just as our legends told." Hannah approached the shimmering wall carefully. "Where does it lead?" "I cannot say for certain," Gil replied. "But it connects to somewhere far from here, perhaps even to the moon." Ta looked at Hannah. "Should we try it?" Above them, they could hear Yamian ships getting closer. The hunters were almost upon them. "We have no choice," Hannah said. She reached out and touched the shimmering wall. Her hand passed through it like it was made of water. She felt no pain, only a strange tingling sensation. "Together," Ta said, taking her other hand. Hannah nodded. "Together." As one, they stepped into the shimmering wall and vanished from Earth. Hannah felt like she was floating. Colors swirled around her, blue, green, purple, like an underwater rainbow. She held tight to Ta's hand as they moved through the strange passage. Elder Gil and the other Miriam followed behind them. Then suddenly, they were somewhere else. Hannah blinked in surprise. They stood in a cave, but not the one they had left. This one had smooth walls that glowed with a soft light, and it wasn't on Earth. "The moon," Ta said in wonder. "We're on the moon." Elder Gil looked around with wide eyes. The old stories were true. The paths between worlds exist. They heard voices approaching and tensed, ready to run. But it was Jin who appeared around a corner, followed by several Miriam. Hana. Jin's mouth fell open in shock. How did you get here? The last transport couldn't launch. Before Hana could explain, alarms began to sound throughout the lunar base. The Yamion have found us, Jin said, his face turning pale. The shield isn't working properly. They rushed to the control room where Du was checking screens. 3 Yamion ships are approaching the far side of the moon, she reported. They will be in firing range in 10 minutes. How did they find us? Tai asked. Engineer Kang, who had arrived on an earlier transport, studied the readings. The shield is working, but something in the lunar soil is reacting with it. It's creating a signal the Yamion can detect. Hana thought quickly. She remembered something from the jungle, something important. The plants, she said suddenly. The Miriam ships that crashed in the Amazon. The plants around them change. What do you mean? Jin asked. The jungle plants absorbed metals from the ships, Hana explained. They started growing differently. When the Yamion hunters came near them, the plants released a gas that made the hunters sick. Tay's ears perked up. You think the jungle protected us? Yes, Hana said. Earth's life adapted to defend itself, and us. I took samples before we left. She reached into her pack and pulled out sealed containers with plant cuttings and soil. The plants absorbed Miriam technology and created a natural defense against the Yamion. Engineer Kang examined the samples with growing excitement. The chemical compound in these plants, it's toxic to Yamion biology, but harmless to humans and Miriam. Can we use it? Jin asked. If we can extract the compound and release it as a gas around the base, Kang said, it might drive the Yamion away. They worked quickly, using lab equipment to extract the compound from Hana's samples. The Miriam helped, using their advanced knowledge to speed up the process. Outside, the Yamion ships drew closer. Captain Yun's face appeared on the main screen. We've driven back their main fleet, but 3 ships broke away and headed for the moon. We're in pursuit, but they have too much of a head start. We need more time, Hana said. Elder Gil stepped forward. The passage we used, the one that brought us here, it works both ways. What are you suggesting? Jin asked. Send some of the compound back to Earth, Jill said. To the crash site. The jungle there is already changing. With this boost, it might create enough of the gas to affect Yamion ships in orbit. It was a desperate plan, but they had no other options. Hana and Tai prepared to go back through the passage with a container of the concentrated compound. Be careful, Jin told them. We don't know exactly how this will work. Hana nodded. The jungle brought the cats, she said, looking at Ta. Now it's time for the jungle to protect them too. They stepped back into the shimmering portal as the first Yamion ship fired at the lunar base. The shot hit the mountain above, sending moon dust raining down. As Hana and Ta vanished into the portal, Engineer Kang released the first batch of the compound into the air around the base. The battle for both Earth and the moon had entered its final phase. Hana and Ta emerged from the portal back into the Amazon cave. They worked quickly, spreading the concentrated compound around the crash site where Ta's ship had first landed 3 months ago. The plants already looked different, Hana said, touching a vine that glowed faintly blue in the dark cave. They'd been changing all this time. Ta checked his device. Yamion ships are still in Earth orbit. We need to hurry. They poured the last of the compound onto the rich soil around the crash site. Almost immediately, the plants began to absorb it. Leaves turned slightly blue. Flowers that had never bloomed before opened, releasing a sweet-smelling mist into the air. It's working, Hana whispered. Above them, in Earth orbit, something strange began to happen. Commander Rao was about to order an attack on major cities when his ship's alarms started blaring. What is happening? He demanded. Unknown particles detected in the atmosphere, his science officer reported. They're rising from the planet's surface, from the area where we traced the Miriam. Commander Rel felt his breathing become difficult. Other Yannian on the bridge were coughing. It burns, one of them gasped. The air burns. On the command screen, Captain Ian watched in amazement as the Yamian ships began to pull away from Earth. Whatever you did, it's working, he told Jin over the secure channel. Their ships are retreating. On the moon, the situation was also improving. The compound Engineer Kang had released was affecting the approaching Yamian ships. They had stopped firing and were now backing away. Jin turned to Do with a smile. We're going to make it. A message came through from Captain Yun. The Yamian commander is requesting to speak. I think they're ready to negotiate. Commander Ral's face appeared on screens both on Earth and the moon. He looked sick, his fur dull and his eyes watery. Your world fights dirty, he said to Captain Yun. You use poison. Not poison, Captain Yun replied calmly. Protection. Earth protects those who come in peace, and it defends against those who come with violence. The Yamian commander was silent for a long moment. We have hunted the Miriam for generations. It is our way. Find a new way, Captain Yun suggested, or we will have to show you more of Earth's protections. In the Amazon, Hana and Ta watched as the plants continued to change and grow. The entire crash site was now a garden of blue glowing plants that reached toward the sky. The jungle brought the cats, Ta said softly, and now it defends them. Let's go home, Hana said, taking his hand. They stepped back through the portal to the moon. 1 month later, Hana stood with Ta on an observation deck of the lunar base, looking at Earth. The Yamian had signed a treaty, agreeing to recognize Earth and its moon as protected territory. They would never hunt the Miriam there. What will your people do now? Hana asked. Build, Tai replied. Learn. Live without fear for the first time in generations. Behind them, Minna ran past, chasing another Miriam child. They were playing some kind of game that involved jumping in the low lunar gravity. Children who have never known the hunt, Ta said, his eyes bright. This is our greatest victory. Engineer Kang joined them, carrying plans for a new ship. The Jungle Cat will be ready in 6 months, he announced proudly. Earth's first ship built with Miriam technology. Where will it go? Hana asked. Everywhere, Engineer Kang said with a smile. It's an exploration vessel, humans and Miriam together. On the wall behind them hung a frame containing a small blue plant from the Amazon. It glowed softly, a reminder of how 2 worlds had come together. Sun approached with Da, carrying drinks for everyone. A toast, she said, to new beginnings. They raised their glasses to the Earth, to the moon, and to each other. The jungle had brought the cats. The moon had fed them, and together they had found something neither had alone, a future among the stars.